Hello everyone, I hope you're well. Jesse here on Addictive Me. This is a new kind of thing that me and DJ are trying. Hopefully I can make this a regular sort of thing. Hopefully I can give out a lot of information. I feel like I have a lot of information to share because I've been living this Pokemon life for quite a while. So hopefully I can share a lot of information with you guys that you appreciate. Ignore the microphone. I broke the stand, had to sticky tape it, too late to get another mic, so there's that one. Also, this video was going to mostly be about, like, should you start a, Pokemon buying and selling or flipping or Pokemon business sort of thing, but then it got a little bit extreme with all the points that I'll be making, so I've decided to change it from that to basically the ins and outs of running a Pokemon business, because I get a lot of people asking me of basically how they can start up something that I'm doing, or, I'm living the dream kind of thing. So I wanted to break down all the points basically from when I started to where I am now, and some tips and stuff in there. Also, there's going to be some footage littered out through this video of just me in Japan, and just random footage. The general idea of that footage was for it to be like me starting my day and ending up at the card shop at the end. Unfortunately, I'm an absolute idiot and I forgot to record a card shop today, so there's that as well. But if you stay tuned till towards the end, I will be showing some of the pickups that I got today. So there's something to look forward to. Alrighty, so this is basically just not a full comprehensive, but I bumped my mic, but a pretty long video, maybe 10, 20 minutes, I really don't know, of the ins and outs if you want to start your own Pokemon buying and selling business or something in that area. So let's start with the first point, a point that I made earlier on is when people say, how can I get into it? Well, it's not really a question of how can I get into it, it's more of a question of should you be getting into it at that point of time in your life, because there's a lot of things that it takes for the stars to align, if I could say, for it to work out for you. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and let's face the fact, it takes capital, all right, which is the first point if you want to get into this. What I mean by capital is money, basically money. That's what capital is, okay? Money is capital, or however you like to see it. You need money to start, okay? I'm not saying you need a lot of money, so you don't need $2,000-$3,000 to start. Obviously, the more the better, but you do need some form of capital, whereas $50, $100, $200, $300. For argument's sake, let's say you start with $500. It's a good point to start. Where do you go from there? What do you do from there? Which is what we're going to try and cover in this video, so I can help you guys out. So just to lead on to kind of like a side topic, like a side quest. I'm just going to quickly talk about how I started. So I didn't actually start that long ago, and I feel like I'm very, very lucky to be in the position that I am for not actually starting that long ago. So I started this not even a year ago. Okay, so I went from basically working a 9-to-5 job, which is fine, people have to work 9-to-5 jobs. This is nothing like a video like quit your 9-to-5 and start selling Pokemon cards. This is nothing like that. This is more just so how you can start up if you want to do that. But basically, I went from a 9-to-5 to here 10, 11 months, not even a year later. So I want to go back a little bit, because I don't think I've really explained how I got here. You may have seen me on this channel before, but I haven't actually explained the situation. So I actually lived in Japan in 2019. I currently also live in Japan, but in early 2020, for something that shall not be named, which you all know what it is, I had to go back to Australia for quite a few months. And when I got to Australia, I was bored. We were in lockdown for reasons, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was collecting Pokemon cards from around 2012 to 2015. I sold my whole collection in 2015. Stupidly, regrets every single day. And I got back into it in early 2020 when I got back home to Australia. And I remember I was bored, I wanted to do something. Pokemon it was getting to the point where it is now, but it was really not the phenomenon that it actually is now, because it's actually a phenomenon right now. But yeah, so I just started going onto Gumtree, or the equivalent in America is Craigslist. And I just started seeing people selling Pokemon cards, constantly searching. I remember I went to this guy's house. He had something listed saying he has all these old Pokemon cards listed. He didn't really have any pictures or anything, and he only lived 20 minutes away, so I went to his house and I bought everything off him for $300, and then the very next day I sold everything for $1,000, and that's what got me addicted. That's what got me hooked. And it went from there. I'm not going to get too much more into that, but that's basically my backstory. I went from basically nothing to being able to do this full time not even a year later. Maybe I'm very, very lucky. Maybe I'm very, very good at my craft. I don't know. Maybe it's a combination. It's probably a combination. Because let's face the facts, you do have to be good at this. You do have to have good customer service. People forget that you need good customer service, you need good sales, and you need to be likable. Even if you're not likable, you need to pretend to be likable so you can, generate income. All right, so at the moment, what's going on in the hobby is a lot of scalping is happening. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, scalping is when someone goes to a store, they buy out the whole store, and then they put it on the market, secondhand market, and sell it for double the price of what it is. And it kind of creates this artificial scarcity because people are going and buying them all, and when the people that want to go into the store and just buy a couple, there's none there, so they have to go to the secondhand market, or they have to go to these resellers or scalpers to buy them. Don't do that. Don't start trying to get into this game with scalping. Don't start with that. It's really not a good look. Anyone can do it. You're not a business guru because you went to the store and you spent $1,000 and then you sold it for $2,000. You're not a business guru. Any person can do that. It's just the current market. Okay, it's just how it is right now. Anything that comes out is immediately almost 50% higher when it comes to the market. I can't stop you from doing it. We can't stop people from doing it. If you are going to do that, then good luck to you. I don't agree with it. Good luck. So let's move on to, I guess, the good way of doing things. So if you have a bit more capital, you can open an account with Banter. If you're in Australia, I can't remember what the UK one or the American one is called, but Banter is basically the wholesaler of Pokemon product. And if you have an ABN and you're making enough money selling Pokemon product, you can basically open an account with them, and you have the option of basically buying wholesale products from them and then selling them for retail or just above retail at the moment on the market, which is a good way to do it because you're not scalping out stores and you're not putting a 50% price increase on the stuff that you get. Some people are, which once again is questionable, but that's probably the most proper way to do it with brand new stuff. But this is not really what I'm talking about. I don't deal with brand new. I've never really dealt with brand new unless I can get stuff really cheap. I don't have a Banter account or anything like that. I solely deal with secondhand goods. And in Japan, obviously, I solely deal with secondhand goods. So used product. So you want to start buying and selling used product, which is completely fine. That is not a word, which is completely fine. I wouldn't really call it used product. I guess it's used, it's a secondhand product. But that's where most of the money has always been for me. Even back in Australia before I came to Japan, I was always making the most money off used product. I mean, most of my money was made of secondhand product. And I guess I'll get into a couple of tips and tricks at what you can do to get started. So let's say you have a couple of $100, you want to get started with buying Pokemon product and then flipping it for more, which is perfectly fine when it comes to the used market. My biggest tip for that is probably use something like Gumtree or eBay. I'm going to give away a really big tip right now, which kind of seems like common sense, but a lot of people still don't do. I don't know about how it works in the current market because I haven't been back to Australia for a while, but when I was there, this still worked really, really well. Basically, eBay. Z&G makes a lot of videos like this on his YouTube channel where he basically records himself going through eBay and then sniping newly listed items on eBay. It's honestly the best way I made money in Australia was just going on eBay and sniping newly listed items. I'll show a video on the screen right now so you know what I mean. You just want to go to eBay, type in Pokemon or Pokemon cards or whatever. Usually I just typed in Pokemon to keep it broad. And then I went to the filter section and I just filtered to newly listed and I kept refreshing the page. I did that 8 to 9 to 12 hours a day. And you would get some pretty good stuff. Now, the issue with that right now, what I can see or what I think, because like I said, I haven't been back to the West or Australia in quite a while, is Pokemon is so much bigger now than what it was 6 to 7 months ago. It was still big at the time, but it's so much bigger now that there's a lot of competition. And I don't think people are really letting go of things at a much, much cheaper price than market anymore because people know what the product is. People know Pokemon cards are valuable these days, so they research it. But with saying that, you will still get the odd occasional listing where it's extremely under market and you buy it. And the best way to do that, The best way to capitalize on that is if someone's listing multiple products, you're buying off for really cheap, message that seller directly and ask him if he has any more before he puts them on eBay, and you potentially miss out. That is honestly my biggest tip to you. That is how I made the most money in Australia, was just sniping on eBay constantly. But it's a full-time thing, and it's going to take a very, very long time and a lot of patience to do. And if you're not passionate about it, which is another topic that I'll go on to, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to be able to make a lot of money, because you're not going to be able to stick it out for the long haul, and it does take quite a while to get up and running. It takes quite a while. Obviously, once you have a lot more money, you can take more risks, you can buy higher purchases, more expensive product. You can, obviously, the more money you have, the more money you make. If you're buying things for $200, $300, you might make $100 off that $300 item. You might make $50 off that $200 item, which is still amazing. You know, making money is great, but it's also the effort that it takes for you to sell that $200 item. If it takes you 2 weeks to sell that $50, was a lot of time. But if you have a lot of product and you're constantly buying a lot of product, making $50 here, $50 there, $100 there, $200 there really starts to add up, which is why you need the more capital. But you got to start small, and I started small. I started with a few $100s, and I worked my way up. I was very, very lucky in the fact when I started was I bought a $300 collection. I sold it all the next day for $1,000. I was very lucky with that, and I invested that $1,000 straight back into it. I'm not saying everyone's going to be that lucky, especially in this time, because there's a lot of competition at the moment. And like I was saying, people generally research the market now, so they know the prices. They're not going to underlist it. And the other thing, a couple of more things I want to talk about, this video is going for long enough, is dealing with people. You're going to have to deal with a lot of people, okay? And dealing with people can be a pain in the ass sometimes, because everybody is different. Some people are very, very, very easy to deal with. Some people are very difficult to deal with, and you're going to have to deal with both. You're going to have to take them both the same. Whether someone's hard to deal with, whether someone's easy to deal with, you have to act the same. You have to be the same person. Don't treat someone differently because they're a different type of person. Even if someone's being rude to you, and if someone's being mean to you, don't lash out. You know, you can tell them how you feel, you can tell them they're being ridiculous, but don't lash out and start calling them names and stuff. That's really bad for your look, very bad for your brand. And the reason I'm saying this is because there's a lot of sellers out there, especially the new sellers that have come in. You know, they go out and they get everything from the shop. You know, they scalp the shop, then they try and resell, and they're very, very rude. A lot of them are very rude. Just be a good person, you know, even if you don't connect well with someone, even if someone's rude to you, just be a good person. Otherwise, you're not going to make sales. There's a reason, you know, I can make so many sales because I treat people kindly, no matter how mean they are to me, no matter how rude they are to me. You know, trust me, I have to bite my tongue a few times. We're all human. I do have to bite my tongue, but you have to treat people well. You have to be nice to people. Which brings me to the next point, is get in on communities. Okay, you have to go into communities. For example, in Australia, I'm a part of something called Pokemon Australia. I'm part of like other TCG groups. I'm admin of a couple of groups, which is, you know, really, really good for your brand. If people see you're an admin of a fairly big group, they're going to trust you, which is good. You know, some people take that trust for granted, which I've heard some stories lately of mods and admins of different pages taking advantage of the community, which is not good. That's such a scumbag act, but it is good for your look if you are a mod or an admin of a page. And even if you're not a mod or an admin, just get in on these pages, start connecting with the community, start talking to the community, start interacting with the community, and just get your knowledge. You know, just start building your knowledge, because the fact is, you could think you're, you know, the best in the game, you know everything, blah blah, but there is still things you don't know, and it's always good to talk to other people that might know more about a topic than you do, and then you can share the information you know more about. So on, constantly be learning if you really want to do this full time. And as for the people that say, you know, it's a dream doing it full time, look, it has its perks. I'm not going to lie. Like when I say to people, oh, you know, sometimes I'm not really feeling it, people are like they're offended, you know, but it's like it slowly becomes normal, becomes like a normal job. And there is days where I'm just like, I don't really feel like doing this right now. I might have a headache. I might be sleeping. Maybe I didn't sleep too much the night before. Maybe I just want to have a rest because I'm doing it too long. I'm just not feeling it, you know. And yeah, I do count my lucky stars, and I thank thank the heavens every day that I can do this, live in Japan and be able to do this. But with saying that, I think if you have the drive and you have the passion, it's possible for anyone to do this. I say that lightly because I know some people have kids, some people have to work a 9 to 5 to support their family and such, but you can still find a way to slowly build it. You know, start with $20, then $30, you know, then $40 and $60, and then just go up and up and up. And I believe eventually anyone with the drive and passion can actually get there. This sounds so cliche, but if I can do it, then you can do it. Trust me, can be the laziest son of a gun at times. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's for certain, because I can be so lazy sometimes, and I made it happen. And just be passionate. And I think I might just leave it there. Sorry if I rambled a lot. I hope you enjoyed the footage throughout the video, and I hope you enjoyed that footage that should have been on the screen by now of the pickups that I got today. Yeah, so I just want to thank DJ again. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope I can make a video like this again. This is more just like an introduction video to who I am, and to help you guys out a little bit, and maybe in the future I can make more in-depth videos. But yeah, I think that'll be it for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.